Welcome back to the Keeping It Real with KC podcast. I, of course, am your host, KC Phoenix. And yeah, it's Tuesday, November the 15th. I don't know if this is going to be the Quick 3 Tarot or something else. So, we shall see. I can tell you with the pre-shuffle energy, there's definitely some victory vibes there. The Strength card came out in the pre-shuffle, but in this particular deck, which is the Essential Tarot, the pre-shuffle has the wreath. Not the pre-shuffle. The Strength card has the wreath, which is usually symbolizes victory. You usually see it in like the Six of Wands, Ace of Swords. Also, there's another card you see the wreath in. It's not coming to me right now. But in this particular deck, it's in the Strength card. One thing that I heard was heavy is the head that wears the crown. So I feel some of that may be going on, where someone has a lot of responsibilities, or they have a lot of, I guess you could say, ambition or goals, and it may not be materializing that fast, and you would need the strength to just ride it out, because like you're going to get there. Other cards that came out was the Nine of Wands, Wounded Warrior, of course. Also boundaries, everything else. And then the Nine of Swords came out too. Also the Seven of Cups came out. So this is about being in your head. I feel that because you're dealing with these options, excuse me, and some of you may not know which way you're going, because either you have a lot of options and you don't know which one to pick, or you're afraid that you'll pick the wrong one, or it's just you're thrown for a loop because there's so many things in front of you. The Ace of Wands came out, and also the Three of Cups came out in the pre-shuffle. That lets me know that something new worth celebrating is starting. Ace of Wands is about passion, fire, energy. I was about to say Capricorn for some reason. But Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And with the Three of Cups, obviously celebration. It could be something with a group that's going on. There may be something happening with the group where you go on this journey with this option that you finally decide to take advantage of, or that is presented to you, and you do that. With the Ace of Wands, that is also an entrepreneurial card. And when it comes to entrepreneurship, again, with the Three of Cups, it could be something worth celebrating, or either you're doing business with multiple people. Maybe you're starting a business together. Again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I feel that it's a strong possibility, if there is some type of group business thing going on, you may be the one leading the business, or they may draft you to lead the business. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a business. It could be something else. But I feel like you might be drafted to do the planning, or to do this, or to handle that for, excuse me, the group, because maybe you have some skills that are of use to the group, and the group feels you're the right person to do it. So that's sort of the pre-shuffle energy. Now, all of the 2023 readings should be up, so you can check those out. I did them a little bit different this time. I did them similar to how I do a regular reading, instead of the more comprehensive, annual readings that I've done in the past. So I decided to take that route. All of the November readings are up. Also, I'll do the new moon in Sagittarius reading, because strangely, that's next week. Go figure. Actually, it's on Thanksgiving on the 25th, if I'm not mistaken. And then the full moon in Gemini is going to be on December the 8th. Pretty sure it's the 8th. So yeah, that's happening too. I'll do readings for those, and then I'll do some other random readings as well. I'll pull some cards and go into this, and let's see what we get. May I have the energy for the collective. May I have the energy for the collective. May I have the energy for the collective. What is it that the collective needs to hear? I don't know why the Hierophant is on my mind. Don't know why. That's been coming out a good bit in some readings too, but for some reason the Hierophant's on my mind. What is it that the collective needs to hear? What is it that the collective needs to hear? Queen of Wands at the bottom of the deck. This card has been coming out a lot in different decks too, the Queen of Wands energy. So yeah, I can see people receiving attention for what they're doing. And for some of you, I feel like, I don't know if you're necessarily going to be comfortable with it. Thank you. Now, this is interesting. Some of you might be holding on to a situation, refusing to let go and just move on from something. Because Six of Swords came out in the reverse. Air energy, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. So yeah, that came out in the reverse. Thank you. I like this. The Five of Pentacles came out in reverse. That's a good thing. Because usually it's about lack. Some of you are changing how you view things. Is what you're doing. For some of you, I feel like you were about to give up on something. If you weren't holding on to something, you were about to give up on something. And you made the choice to continue with it. And I feel like maybe that's why the Hierophant was on my mind. I feel like it was faith-based, is what I feel like. Because I don't know why with these swords, if you can see here, with the lighting it's kind of difficult. Sometimes I have to turn the card to the side. Since it's reversed, the swords are pointing up. And something was saying to me, look up. And I feel there may have been something with faith. The reason I'm saying that too is because traditionally with the Five of Pentacles in the tarot deck, it usually shows an old person and maybe a younger person outside in front of a church window because they're feeling left out in the cold. They're feeling lack. And I'm going to that church element with the Six of Swords reversed with the swords pointing up because I heard look up. And I feel someone might have tapped in a little bit more to their faith and started doing more prayers and things of that nature. And where they were ready to give up, there was some type of, I don't know if you want to say sign or epiphany or whatever you want to call it. There was something that convinced that person to go ahead and stay in the game, not to run away from what the issue is, if that makes sense. So, yeah. Now, the King of Pentacles also came out in the reverse. So, with that, that can be an authority figure. It could be you in this energy where you're off a little bit on certain things because when the cards are in reverse, let me rephrase. When the kings and queens are in reverse, I call that petty energy, but also I call it unbalanced energy. So this could be you where things have been unbalanced and that's what you're looking for. It could be related to material things or stuff in the 3D because that's what the Pentacles deal with, is stuff in the 3D. But I feel like balance will come in, especially with the Five of Pentacles in the reverse. And the reason I feel that is because there was a mindset change here, is what it was. And where you felt like you were lacking something or couldn't do something, now I feel like you're more of, okay, yes, I can do it. And let me take, some tell me to look at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, the Hermit at the bottom of the deck. Some of you have done self-reflection or you're doing self-reflection, and that is what's bringing about that change in perception. Which, strangely enough, that was in Sagittarius's reading. Thank you. Yeah, something's being learned here. The World card. Here's another reef, which also the World card is a victory card too. because it's about a lesson being learned. Also, it can be about recognition. It can be about travel too. I do feel that somebody's going to be traveling. I do feel that as well, that travel is happening. But the world card is saying the lesson has been learned. And I feel the lesson will be learned once your perception changes. And that will sort of unlock this. And if you are this King of Pentacles, this upside down turns right side up. If you're not this King of Pentacles, and this is someone else you're dealing with, then with the World card, this relationship with this person, especially with the Five of Pentacles in reverse, because I feel like they didn't give you what you needed if this is a person that you're dealing with in reverse King of Pentacles energy. Also, I feel like you had to be very guarded with this person. The reason I'm saying that is because 5 minus 1 is 4. So I feel like you had to hold back and you couldn't always express yourself around this person because they were unbalanced and that affected you. What the stuff that was going on with them affected you. In some situations, you may have even lived with this person or be living with this person. But because the perception is changing how you're dealing with things, the lesson has been learned. And either things will work out, or either the relationship tie will be severed, is what will happen. May I have another card, please? Thank you. Yeah, Page of Swords. So Page of Swords. So with that, there is a lot of victory energy. This one also has the wreath too, Page of Swords. Notice this one, Six of Swords, it doesn't have it. But with this Page of Swords, it does. With the World card, it does. With the Strength card, it does. This is telling me, again, there's a victory energy around whoever this is. It's either you or someone in your circle, but honestly, I feel like it's you because clearly you're watching the reading. With Page of Swords, that's usually gathering information, but also it can be receiving information or carrying information. This information may be something that also helps with the completion of the cycle with the World card. What's at the bottom of the deck? The Sun with happiness. So yeah, and that's definitely victory energy with the happiness. So there's something here where you have felt like there wasn't value either in yourself or in what you do, or both, or something else. I feel like it's both. You haven't felt like there was value in yourself or what you do. Something involving faith told you to keep going. The strength to keep going, which don't forget that came out in the pre-shuffle, to deal with whatever this is. There's something significant that's going to happen now that you've changed your perception. It's going to lead to more information and a completion with the World, and also a victory with the World and the Page of Swords, with the World card and the Page of Swords. And whatever this is, whatever this completion is, carrying you into the next cycle, because don't forget the Ace of Wands came out in the pre-shuffle. That is a new start, a passionate new start at that. With the Sun card, that tells me this is going to be an amazing experience for you. But I also feel there's going to be some responsibility too. Like there's going to be more responsibility that comes in with whatever this new cycle is. And I think also that's why the heavy is the head that wears the crown. And also with the Hierophant, where I told you the Hierophant was on my mind, I still feel like you may be drafted for something. I don't feel like you're going to take, as in you will, what's the word? I had it on the tip of my tongue. Actively. Thank you. You will not actively pursue this. I honestly feel Like it's going to be something where you're drafted for it. And because you were drafted, I feel like you're not going to say no. You're just going to you're going to be like, okay, I'll do it. And do that. And that's going to make, once all of this happens and you get into the flow of this new cycle, it will make you happy with the Sun card. More Leo energy. So yeah. That is the message. KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform. This podcast is carried on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Overcast, Bullhorn, Amazon Music, Audible, and several other podcasting platforms. Please feel free to listen to this podcast on whatever platform is most convenient for you. KIRWKC on all the social media platforms. Till next time, be blessed.